Okay, and welcome back, students who are working on the financial accounting assigned homework problems for Chapter 4, the exercises Group B. And we finished off with 4-30 in our last video, so we're going to pick up with 31 here. And I'm not going to go through the spiel about theory, so I'm just going to pick up with what we're doing here. And as far as theory is concerned, I mean, this stuff, you should be able to figure this out as far as theory-wise. So this here is more of an application thing. So let me move on. Okay, and it says here, consider the following incomplete table of merchandise of a merchandiser's profit data. It says complete the table by computing the missing amounts. All right, so let's see here. Okay, for sales, all right, on letter A, all right. So what do we have? Well, let me just look across here. All right, we have sales discounts, then we have net sales and a cost of goods sold and a gross profit. So basically they're giving you this information in a horizontal format, meaning left to right, versus a vertical format, up and down. Remember that this here, if we're looking at an income statement, we have sales less our sales discounts, our sales return allowance, which gives us a net sales, and then we subtract out the cost of goods sold, right? So lesser cost of goods sold, and that ends up giving us a gross profit. So this is the up and down format. Now they're just going horizontally across the page. So if you're not following it across the page like that, then maybe you might, on a separate piece of paper, write it in the vertical up and down format, right? So they're asking for letter A, they're asking us for sales, okay? In order to be able to calculate our sales, we have to work backwards. We have to start out with our net sales, okay, and then add in our sales discount in order to be able to get our sales. But we can't do that because we don't know what our net sales is, so we actually have to do B first, all right? And we can do B because we're working backwards. We have our gross profit, right? And then we add in our cost of goods sold in order to get our net sales, right? Because remember, net sales less cost of goods sold gives us a gross profit, right? Well, if I have my gross profit and I'm subtracting out my cost of goods sold, right, that means I have to add it back in order to get my net sales. I'm going backwards, okay? So for B, right, for B, we have $27,200 for our gross profit, and we're going to add in our $72,500 for our cost of goods sold, and that gives us our net sales of $99,700. So our net sales is $99,700. And because we have $99,700, right, now we're still working backwards, right? So we're going to add in the $3,100 for a discount, and that'll give us $102,800 for our sales. So $102,800 for our sales. Okay. In order to do this, we had to work it backwards. All right. Okay, let's see. Letter C. All right. Well, for this, for this line, okay, we're actually working in the direction, the forward direction, right? Because we have sales of 71,000, and then we take out our discounts of 2,600, and that gives us $68,400 for our net sales. And then from that, we take out our cost of goods sold of $43,900, and that gives us, let's see here, $24,500 for our gross profit. Okay. the third line here, E. Okay, so they're switching this up a little bit. First line we went backwards, second line we went forward, now we're working in between. Okay, so if I have 112,000 of sales, and I know my net sales ends up being 98,400, right? I subtract the 2 in order to get my discount, which ends up being 13,600. Okay. And then I have to do the same thing over here in order to get the cost of goods sold. I have a net sale of 98,400, and if I subtract out my gross profit of 43,600, I end up with my cost of goods sold, which ends up being 54,800. All right, and lastly, they're attacking it from the ends, meaning, okay, I have to, in order to arrive at my sales, and I know my discounts, well, this here is very similar to how we got the sales in this first line, except we didn't have our net sales amount. Well, now we do have the net sales amount. So I have 106,500 for our net sales, and I add back in my $1,200 of sales discounts in order to get my sales of 107,700. And then, of course, if I have my net, now we're going in order to get my gross profit, which is going forward, which is very similar to the top here. Once we knew our net sales, we can work through to get our gross profit. We have 106,500 less our cost of goods sold of 37,600, and that gives us our gross profit of $68,900. So basically, this here problem was, do you understand the concept, the relationship between, sales, discounts, returns, allowances to get your net sales, and then you have to subtract out your cost of goods sold in order to get a gross profit. If this problem basically explores, that relationship there. And remember, that is, everything here ends up on the revenue section of the income statement. All right. Right, 4-32. Okay, it says here, prepare a single-step income statement. So I'm going to pause the video here and pick up with this next problem in the next video.